Alright, in this lesson we're going to go over a D blues progression. We're going to do some rolls. We're going to learn a D minor pentatonic scale as well as the D blues scale. And then we're going to kind of add to those rolls and eventually kind of create a solo out of it. The key of D is very friendly in the open G tuning on the dobro, which is what I'm using, GBD, GBD. There are a lot of cool sounds you can get. For this lesson, it's more of a minor pentatonic based bluesy sound, slash, I think they call it kind of mountain sound. The chords I play in the progression aren't necessarily minor chords, but none of them have the major third in the chord. So all the chords are just root and the fifth. So it kind of blurs the lines between major and minor because the third is the note that makes a chord major or minor, and I left it out, which is very popular, and a lot of different styles of music it can kind of happen. And that's how you can kind of get by using a minor pentatonic scale, even though you're not necessarily playing a full minor chord. So we talked a little bit about that, but mostly just kind of going over the basic roll patterns through the progression, like I said, learning a couple scales to start building some licks and ideas off of, and then we kind of slowly add those during each pass through the progression. So it's kind of a fun lesson. You can really kind of take some of these ideas and really make up your own ideas and get comfortable with the sounds you like, basically. So if you'd like to access this complete lesson, go ahead and click in the link in the video description below. You can also subscribe to my email list, and there's another link in the video description below for that as well. You'll receive notices when new lessons are uploaded and other things dobro related. Thank you. All right, so now we're kind of moving on to adding some lead-in notes and a couple other things to kind of color up those basic rolls. I'm going to go ahead and play measures 1 through 4. Right, so you can kind of hear just adding a couple notes here and there to those rolls really gets a nice kind of bluesy flavor in this case. So yeah, we'll kind of go over that. And we'll kind of get this version down, and then we'll kind of really go over the two scales before we add any more to this. But I'm going to start off with 3 pickup notes here, and it's going to be that 4th string open with my thumb, hammer on that 3rd fret of that 4th string, followed by that 3rd string with my index. Cool? Alright, and then I'm kind of basing the D roll pattern over a different D chord this time, right? So the D chord I'm kind of looking at now is the bar on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So it's kind of dealing with the 4th string, 3rd string, and 1st string again, right? But my bar's on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string, tilted up, only touching that string. It's going to be thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. Right, and that would be another option for a D pattern that you could use. Alright, and what I'm doing in measure 1 there is I'm hitting that 3rd string open and that 1st string open, thumb middle, kind of doing a pinch. And then I'm hammering on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string to start my roll. And that's followed by that 1st string open with my middle again. Then I kind of fall into the roll pattern where I'm going thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. Right, and then in measure 2, I'm just doing that roll pattern again, kind of from that last version where we're just going thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. Right, right? The 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 forward roll. Right, so if that's something new to you, really spend some time on those two measures and get that kind of locked in, because that can be kind of a cool sound and a nice amount of nice amount to kind of loop and keep practicing. Right? And then in measure 3, it's going to be kind of like that first measure, except for I'm not doing a hammer on to that second fret from open, but I am going to do a slide from the first fret up to that second fret. Right? And this is really kind of getting into some nice blues territory, as I'm utilizing a flat 5, which will make sense after we kind of go over the scales. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at that first fret of the 3rd string, hit that with my thumb, then I'm going to hit that first string open at the same time with my middle, doing that pinch, then I'm sliding into that 2nd fret, right? And you get a pretty cowboy-like blues sound there. Right, and then the rest of the measure is going to fall into place just like measure 1 did. Hit that first string open, then thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. Alright, so kind of a cool sound there. That's going to measure 4, where again I'm going to be doing basically 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index. And then at the end of that, I got lead-in notes going to the G chord, and that's going to be that 3rd fret of the 4th string. Hit that with my thumb and pull off. All right, so once again, here are measures 1 through 4.